The entire office froze when she said it. Her voice cut through the air like glass shattering on marble, sharp and irreversible. Every keyboard stopped clacking, every breath paused, and there I was, standing only a few feet away from her, my heart pounding so hard I was sure everyone could hear it. Her finger was pointed straight at my chest, her eyes blazing with something deeper than anger, something wounded, fragile, and hidden beneath layers of steel. "If you take one more step, I'll fire you." The words hung between us like a final warning from fate itself. And I stepped forward anyway. Before the story continues, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the courage it takes to follow your heart even when everything is on the line, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Midnight Tales. Your support keeps these stories alive. My name is Adrian Cole, and until that moment, I had always played it safe. I was the quiet employee, the dependable one, the man who showed up early, left late, and never caused problems. After losing my father 2 years ago and watching my mother slowly fade into silence from grief, stability became my only goal. I needed the job, I needed the paycheck, I needed the illusion that life wouldn't fall apart again. And she was Evelyn Pierce. Evelyn wasn't just my boss. She was the kind of woman who carried storms behind her eyes and sunshine she never let anyone see. She had built the company from nothing after her husband died in a car accident 5 years ago. Everyone knew the story, everyone respected her strength, but no one knew her pain. She never allowed it. She ruled with precision, professionalism, and distance. Except with me, it started with small things. Lingering glances when she thought I wasn't looking. Pauses in conversations that stretched just a second too long. Moments when her voice softened, only to snap back into cold authority as if she'd remembered something she wasn't allowed to feel. I never planned to fall for her. It happened quietly, like sunrise creeping across the horizon. It happened when she stayed late one evening and I found her staring out the window, her reflection trembling with loneliness she tried to hide. It happened when she thanked me, not as a boss thanking an employee, but as a person thanking another person for simply being kind. But loving her was dangerous. Not because she was my boss. Because she was broken. The morning everything changed began like any other. Sunlight poured through the tall office windows, warming the gray floors and white walls. People laughed. Phones rang. Life moved forward, until I saw her crying. She thought she was alone in the conference room. Her shoulders were trembling. Her hand clutched a photograph. I wasn't meant to see it, but I did. And something inside me cracked open. This wasn't the strong, untouchable Evelyn Pierce. This was a woman drowning in memories she couldn't escape. She noticed me, and immediately, the walls came back up. Her eyes hardened. Her tears vanished. Her voice became cold. She told me I was overstepping. She told me I was forgetting my place. She told me to leave. But I couldn't, because for the first time, I saw the truth. She wasn't angry at me. She was afraid. Afraid to feel again. Afraid to lose again. Afraid that letting someone close would only lead to more pain. And that's when she gave the ultimatum. If you take one more step, I'll fire you. In that moment, I knew I had two choices. I could step back, protect my job, protect my safety, and spend the rest of my life wondering what could have been. Or I could step forward, risk everything, and tell her the truth without saying a single word. My legs moved before my fear. Could stop them. One step. Her breath caught. Another step. Her eyes widened. And then I leaned forward and kissed her. It wasn't a reckless kiss. It wasn't desperate. It was gentle, careful, like holding something fragile that had been broken too many times. For a split second, she didn't move. The entire world disappeared. No office. No rules. No fear. Just two broken people standing in the daylight, finally seen. Then she pulled away. Her eyes filled with tears. Not angry tears, but something softer. Something human. I thought it was over. I thought I had destroyed everything. I walked out of her office that day believing I would never return. The next morning, I woke up unemployed. Or so I thought. My phone buzzed. One message. Come back, please. When I returned, the office felt different. Quieter. Watching. She was waiting in her office. But she wasn't the same Evelyn Pierce. The armor was gone. She told me she had spent years punishing herself for surviving when her husband didn't. She told me she had convinced herself she didn't deserve happiness again. She told me that when I kissed her, something inside her woke up, something she thought had died forever. She didn't fire me, but she gave me a choice. Not as her employee, as her equal. We didn't rush into anything. Healing doesn't work like that. It's slow, fragile, real. There were setbacks. There were fears. There were days when the past tried to pull her back into darkness. But there were also mornings filled with sunlight and quiet smiles. Moments when she laughed again. Moments when she lived again. She stepped out from behind the walls she had built. And I learned something important. Sometimes love isn't about saving someone. Sometimes it's about standing beside them while they learn to save themselves. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who believes in second chances, comment your feelings below, and subscribe to Midnight Tales. Your support helps keep stories like this alive for others who need hope. And before this story ends, I have one special request for you. Comment the word forward if you believe that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is take one step forward, even when you're afraid. Because that one step changed everything. 6 months later, the office still buzzed with life. But now, when sunlight poured through those tall windows, it illuminated something new. Her laughter, our laughter, and the quiet understanding that sometimes, the most terrifying step forward becomes the beginning of the life you were always meant to live. She never threatened to fire me again. Because I was never just her employee. I was the man who stepped forward. And she was the woman who finally stepped forward too.